Hello and welcome to Nathan's Garage, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you are sufficiently entertained because you did. Today we have prep and more prep, but it's coming together. It's starting to get exciting. All of it. It's still a little difficult because I'm having to put work in that's behind the scenes. It doesn't really create a lot of change, but it's very, very important to do for my future sanity. One thing I also want to say is thank you so much to the Patreon people. I'm getting my act back together with Patreon. I've started posting up extra pictures on there, and there's going to be just extra random short form videos of what we're up to, more detail of my process and things like that, because I need to get Patreon going, and also the YouTube membership. That is a really big thing to keep this channel going at a pace. You know, once I can stop worrying about having to sell the vehicles that I build to keep going, it gets crazy. Like the plane, the crazy plane. Planes drive me crazy all the time. Anyway, let's get on. Right, I think we've done all the cutting we're going to do. Tell you what, C10 on a Crown Vic frame. I'm pretty sure on the F series I couldn't keep those in. We'll talk about the cab being square. Oh, that bike's fast. Yep, sounds it. But yeah, squaring up the cab on each side, and like it touches. That is crazy. So yeah, back's cut out. I've gone into this little, I don't know, scuttle area a little bit. I think this joiner, well, we're going to lose this, and I think we're going to be up to about here because I won't be able to fit the airbox in, which comes out this way. Yeah, so just all filler panels in there when I get it all ready. So right now I'm going to pull it off again for the last time, and while I've got good access to stuff, get it done. Things like A-pillar bottoms, probably do cab steps, not cab steps, cab corners. Cab steps are done, A-pillars are done. And then we will, once we've got everything welded together, we'll figure out steering column, putting all that piece back in, and getting it back to original. Yeah, that's pretty good. Engine is just going to fit under the hood. Nice. While we're here, why don't I give you a garage tour, because it's kind of changed, I would say, considerably. We have a washer and a dryer in now. We are keeping Carmen shopping on. Better put that back up properly. Charlie, who you've seen in some videos, gave me those. Chopped them up, fit them under there, extra storage. Miata Rob, before he passed, unfortunately, gave me that. That got chopped up, put under there. And then Rick from across the street donated that and that, which I raised by a foot yesterday. I'm only slightly taller than normal, but having a foot on it definitely makes a huge difference. What else? And you know, things are definitely more organized. Yeah, oh, this is a kind of a, it's supposed to be a flat table, and kind of it rocks. So that project didn't go very well. Yeah, that was one of my less successful jobs. Double stacked the shopping cart, welding cart. So we've got TIG on top, MIG on the bottom. Not done anything with the TIG yet. I'm gonna get another bottle hopefully in the next few days and play around with that TIG. That's it. Garage, a bit more purposeful. The heart of the beast, Ford Crown Vic, Chevy. I know somebody on the internet went mad just then. Right, the way I'm doing it, using the floor and firewall out of the Crown Vic, bracing the Crown Vic frame is a lot more difficult because you're not doing cab mounts and then bracing to that rear cab mount, which is there, which you can straight off this rear hump, and it makes just a world of difference. So what I want to do today is I'm going to lift the body and I'm going to run. God, I didn't even tell you guys how and what and why I'm doing it. I want to run another chassis leg straight forward because this kick out here is mimicked by a kick in here, or another kick out, shall we say. So straight off that back meets that. I had a dream which I thought about for a long time but never looked to see if it would work, and now I've looked, it won't. So I was going to run a piece of box section straight back, something like that, because I thought as long as it's lower than that point we're fine, until I looked at the floor, and the floor, wherever my finger is, belly's down there into that, so I can't put a bar there. Bummer. The ride height though is lower than that chassis leg or frame leg or frame whatever, so I think I'm going to attach the box section to the bottom and just increase the depth of the side of the frame, and then I may see if I can put something in the middle there somehow, maybe some way, who knows, possibly to the transmission cross member, which is right around there. Maybe you can go back from that, we'll see. But this kind of like a strengthening piece under this rail right now, I think is what's going to happen. The beast is awakened. Oh, if anybody knows what that box is, let me know. So yesterday, strengthen that chassis leg. I'm going to cap those ends today and also do the other side. And then mess around, see what we can do in the back there. There's got to be something we can do down there to strengthen things up and stop things twisting. Chassis legs are strengthened, kinda. And yes, this is just as sketchy as it looks, because this bugger just fell on me. But you know, I'm tough and all that, whatever. So it's gusty, so I've had to dig a few snap, crackle and pop welds out because it blew the MIG weld off. And I was going to try and get another, you know, leg going here today, but it's just too windy and it's just, yeah, not nice. So that's done for now, they're on. When you mount a truck cab on these frames, you get a lot more leeway because it's higher. So I had my idea of doing that extra frame rail there, going from the back kick into the transmission mount, wherever it is, there we are. And then I looked to the height of that mount and I was like, huh, I wonder how that relates to the body. And it's inset, so everything around it comes lower than that. That's a problem. Damn it. This was supposed to be just a half day, easy day Saturday, which turned into running out of welding wire. Never a good time to run out of welding wire. But these frame rails seem to be going in pretty well. Show you the one I got in already. This is like camping welding. When you've got a MIG with gas and it's windy, you gotta do what you gotta do. So that is basically, how can I show you this the best way? Yeah, kind of like that. So we've joined it to the transmission cross member just outside the mount. The center there is removable and it's attached just on that outside. And then I'm doing that one that's going to run down that side with fuel lines, so that side's more fun. But yeah, and then I want to put maybe a cross member there, possibly a cross brace going over the whole thing. We shall see. Wow, what a day. We are prepping for rain, as if it's not obvious. Okay, so this was among the most hard, awkward welding I've ever done. It's ugly, but it'll stick. Definitely gonna give it a tickle with the old grinder to make it look pretty. So we've got that there. So increasing the height, increasing the stiffness, and then we have that one in there, going from the transmission mount back, if you can see it. I don't think you can even see it on that side. Yeah, kind of. Oh, it's that side. And then what I want to do is possibly put a couple of cross members from there, possibly tie that in, possibly something there, and then possibly a crossbar. I'm going to need to lift the back end up, see how far the drive shaft comes down, and then see what room I've got, and then I'll snake an exhaust around it. I'm not bothered about that. Right. Hi, body back down. That's most of the chassis prep done, and now we are on to the cab. Thanks for watching. See you next time.